Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Will. This is Fandom Frequency, where we get into the entire multiverse of pop culture, comic book movies, crime dramas, anime, music news. We cover all of that and the above here on the channel. So make sure you're clicking the buttons below the video and showing that support for the channel. We really do appreciate it so much. And all you new subscribers coming in lately, we love and appreciate all of you and everyone just engaging with the videos. Really helps us out with the algorithm. It's quite a crazy world out there in the world of YouTubes. But with no further ado, it is time for us to get into the main topic today, and that is the fifth episode of most definitely kick ass, most or the best show of the year, the most kick ass show of the year, hands down. I'm talking about The Penguin, episode 5. We're following up with some really crazy stuff from the last episode and just getting straight into it here. I absolutely love this episode, just like the other 4 episodes of the series. Picking up with Sofia Falcone after she just killed her entire family. GCPD is investigating in the whole 9 yards. Oz is trying to make his next move in order to make a power play to get the Maronis versus the Falcones, or what's left of them anyway. But Sofia has other plans, and just the way that all of this comes together and the way that everything just keeps getting worse and worse for Oz throughout the episode is just so compelling. And it's so interesting to see his mind work and to see the depraved, sick side of the character at the same time, while we're still kind of on the underdog Tony Montana-esque story that is Oz Cobb in this Penguin series. And I love the way that they're able to pivot back to the character of Oz, make him the forefront of the series again, and put him at the center stage and really center the story around him once again. After we took a little bit of a detour from the current events in episode 4, diving into Sofia Falcone's backstory, the whole explanation behind her being blamed as the hangman, everything that goes into her being the one with the crazy eyes nowadays. And after 10 years of Arkham, the truly sick individual that it has turned her into, and what drove her to make the ultimate decision that she did at the end of the last episode by killing off her entire family and really making a power play and restoring her mother's maiden name of the Gigantes and trying to make a new crime family to ally themselves with the Maronis in order to take out Oz due to the fact that he betrayed her and left her for dead once again. And the way that all these events are just followed up in this episode are just so phenomenal. You don't miss a beat. You get right back into the rhythm of things, get right back into what is going on at the center of the story with Oz trying to take control of Gotham and kind of suck up all the air that is in this power vacuum that exists in Gotham right now, as they're kind of setting up things for Batman Part 2. I think we're definitely diving into the 90s comic book storyline, No Man's Land. In the sequel of Batman Part 2 is going to be set in winter. I think a lot of these things are going to come to play and be adapted into this Matt Reeves crime universe saga that he's building up here. And I just love the way that they're able to tackle all these things and really show you Oz as a character throughout the episode when he lights up Maroni's wife and kid on fire and watches them burn to death without looking away or flinching once. It is truly fucked up, man. And I just love the way that's all played out throughout the series. Once again, Colin Farrell is absolutely killing it as this character. And he just finds new levels and new things to play with this character as different interactions go down and as different storylines start to unfold and start to develop over the course of the series. You get to see all these different sides to the character and the way that Colin Farrell is just bringing so much presence to this character and has really embodied the character of Oz Cobb. And it's really to the point where he just completely disappears, man. And I know I might bring this up every week, but it has to be stated every single week, at least in my mind, that this guy is absolutely killing this role. And let's not forget about Kristen Milioti, because she is absolutely killing it as well. And the way that she's able to play the character of Sofia Falcone with so much confidence and in such an air of control and just really taking center stage at being that crime boss in this episode and getting to see the truly unhinged nature of the character in a very subtle and controlled way where you still get the crazy eyes, but it's not super on the nose. It's not super overstated. And I love the way that she's able to play that with this character and make her so menacing and make her so intriguing and interesting at the same time while she's doing these crazy villainous things, while she's really being pushed to the brink of what a human can handle. And now we get a true understanding after episode 4 of what drove her to this point in her life and where this character is. And I just really dug that. And you really get a sense of why she's doing these fucked up things and all that stuff. While it's not boring, it's not like formulaic, it's really interesting and really intriguing to kind of see the origin story of a villain, if you will. And I love the way that's all played out here. And just that Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Wire type feel that really is all over this series. It really doesn't get any We don't lose any sight of that in this episode, and getting to dive into Oz Cobb's mom as well, and getting to see her interactions with Victor and the way that they're trying to hide her out in Crown's Point because shit is about to hit the fan at any time, because both the major crime families now under new management, if you will, with the Gigantes teaming up with the Maronis, now knowing that they all got double crossed by Oz, he's um quickly and surely running out of allies and places to go and places to turn and places to hide. And sooner or later, he's going to have to face both of these crime families and really see who's going to come out on the other side. And the way that they're constantly building this tension and building up these stakes, and the way that things just keep getting crazier and crazier, and the way that they can ratchet this up is just phenomenal writing all across the series, man. And I'm forgetting the showrunner's name. Forgive me, guys, but that woman is definitely killing it. I love the way that she's so well versed in the comics as well, throwing in these No Man's Land references, really delving into aspects of the character that are straight out of the source material, but able to adapt it into this new version and not lose any sight of what makes these characters cool or what these characters are about, but adding in more grounded elements, adding in things that make sense for the story, like the Maronis teaming up with the Falcones in an essence, and them rebranding themselves under a different name, I don't think comes from the comic book actual source material. So the way that they're able to adapt that into this storyline and make it work for the Long Halloween, Dark Victory kind of trilogy of those comics, and the way that they're kind of adapting that into the trilogy or series of these films and these TV spinoffs. And I think they are working on a second or third one. These have been heavily rumored, but do seem to keep persisting out there in the kind of comic book movie kind of movie news kind of circuit. So I do believe that there are going to be more spinoffs in this side of the DC kind of Elseworlds universe going on with the DCU at the moment. They're having New York Comic-Con currently at the time of this recording over this weekend, and it's just wrapping up now. So we're going to be getting some news and some different updates and things of that nature from DC Studios, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see, besides Creature Commandos, which is coming out in December, what other content they might be teasing or what they might be teeing up between Lanterns, Superman in 2025 next year in July, and Penguin season 2 or Batman part 2. Going to be very interesting to see what DC Studios is going to unveil, and I'm really praying for a season 2 of this, because this is just phenomenal, man. Just great stuff. Getting to see Renzi play the character of Victor once again and add so much heart to the character, but he's fully all in on this crime life and on this thing, and he's in for the ride, and he's fully attached himself to Oz, and they're truly in it together. And with Oz taking him down to the sewer, kind of the underground sewer and everything, or I mean the underground railroad, I guess you can say. I don't know what else to call it. My apologies to my fellow peoples. I'm not trying to put that reference in there, but I just don't know what else to call it. But the way that it's underground and has all these accesses and different tunnels to the city, and how they're going to use this as their new base of operations to try to grow more of the drug bliss in order to kind of solidify their their crime enterprise. Super cool stuff, and the way that ties into Oz's past and him reminiscing, going through boxes of his brother's belongings from his childhood, and the way that they used to run around in there and do different things and get into trouble, go all over the city and the different boroughs and just get into all kinds of shenanigans. I just love that aspect of Oz, that just always keeps him relatable and keeps him at arm's length to where we can connect to the character in a way, even though we know what he's doing is fucked up, even though we know he's a fucked up individual. It's just these different things of where you can kind of identify with the character a little bit and understand that they are a human being that are doing these fucked up things. And I think it just makes the characters more intriguing to watch, as opposed to being mustache twirling villains of the 60s and 70s and of the bygone era. Just the way that they're able to just keep this as a gritty crime drama and a character study throughout this entire thing, without losing the essence of Gotham as a character and what makes the DC universe and what in the Gotham side of things in the Batman lore so damn interesting in the different crime underworld, if you will. So the way that they can expand this with the season 2, I think, is just totally it's unlimited. It can go anywhere. The possibilities are completely endless right now. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen with that and what's going to happen with the rest of these episodes. But Oz is definitely, time is ticking. They got their new base of operations. Are they going to be able to make a new operation with the Bliss? Are they going to be able to make something profitable? Are they going to be able to make that next move in order to get over on the Maronis and now the Gigantes as this new kind of crime family and a new organization that's kind of restructuring, if you will, almost on some damn near, bankruptcy type shit. So I'm absolutely loving it. This series to me has been top fucking notch the entire time. But I would love to hear from you guys. What did you think about this latest 5th episode of the series? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you fall somewhere in between? I definitely am more in the love it camp. And yeah, so we're gonna have these weekly reviews for the last 3 episodes of the series. We also got weekly reviews for Agatha All Along that's dropping over there on Disney Plus. And we got some more horror content coming at y'all fast, quick, and in a hurry for the last 2 weeks of this month. And then we're gonna be transitioning into doing a lot of other cool topics in the world of music, TV, movies, and otherwise in the rest of the year. And end it off with all our end of the year rankings and all that stuff getting into 2025. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Make sure you're checking out all the cool, spooky content we got going on during this Halloween horror season. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you stay tuned for all of that. We got more Penguin reviews coming at y'all each and every week, every Sunday, no later than every Monday. So make sure you ain't missing out on that. Click all the buttons below the video. I'm going to catch you on the next one. And until then, make sure you stay safe out there, y'all. Much love for checking this out. And I'm going to see you again hella soon. But until then, peace.